Hi, this is Trevor Steele from the Escape Club, and you're listening to Holly and Dave on the What Difference Does It Make podcast.
Okay, so the last fashion...
Okay, go ahead.
The last fashionable thing.
All right, go ahead.
Lacoste shirts with the flipped-up collar.
Oh, I was totally out on that.
Yeah.
I did not like the preppy look.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a prep.
No, I mean, yeah. It was just, yeah, that was not for me. I identified more with surfers, even though I didn't surf, and skateboard culture, even though I didn't skateboard, than with preppy culture, even though I wasn't it was more preppy than skateboarder.
But not in your fashion.
I was just a wannabe.
Yeah, but don't you feel like you could, because I took on, as I said, Flashdance and Madonna, and I also had I wore OP also, and polo shirts. I had a pink Lacoste shirt. Can't you cross multiple fashion
I might have had one Lacoste
styles?
shirt, I think.
But no collar up.
Oh, I would never do that. Not a poser.
Okay.
Which seems like an 80s phrase.
Poser.
People still say poser?
Yeah. Yes.
Do they?
Well, we do, because probably we're still living in the 80s.
Because we're one of the olds now.
Olds. We're the olds.
We're the olds.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go? All right, what else?
Yeah, no.
Any more in our fashion report from the 80s?
Nothing else for our fashion report. Oh, well.
Okay, go ahead.
Shoulder pads.
I did not wear shoulder pads, but of course that feels like a 90s thing, but that was something from the 80s?
It did reference shoulder pads when I looked at 83, but I do remember more from the 90s because I wore shoulder pads when I went to work.
Right.
And I didn't go to work. I mean, work at a in my career.
Right.
When I had to dress like a human.
Well, you were wearing your Jennifer Beals. You didn't need shoulder pads because your shoulder was exposed.
Yes, exactly.
There's no hiding. Look ridiculous if you had shoulder pads on.
Yeah. Although we did wear like jackets over. Style morphed. I would wear blazers, like unstructured blazers over a Jennifer Beal, over a Flashdance.
Okay.
Sweatshirt. Yeah. Combining looks.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, that is it for fashion. Oh, Swatch watches.
Oh,
those were big in 1983.
I did have a Swatch watch.
Did you?
I miss it. I wish I still had it.
Yeah. Yeah. Might be worth more.
Yeah.
No,
it was nice. I remember. But that feels like more for me. It was mid '80s. I remember we sold when I worked at Pacific Sunwear because surfer. Yeah, total surfer. We sold Swatch watches.
Yeah, I remember my Ari had one, and back when we were in college in the '80s, and he actually gave it to me.
Wow,
which I thought was
what
really
a romantic
nice
gesture,
isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's when you knew things were serious.
Yeah, we didn't admit it at the time, but I think that's, in hindsight, looking at that single act from him, that's pretty committed.
It's like a promise ring or something.
Promise ring.
Got pinned or whatever. Wasn't that a thing from the 50s?
Yeah, that was from the 50s. We're in the wrong era.
I'm one of the olds. I don't know what they call it now. That's not a thing anymore, like promise rings or...
I don't think so. I don't think so. You know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know this from my own
we've had kids. Fortunately, they haven't done any of that stuff.
A promise ring was given to me by a high school boyfriend, and it had a chip of a diamond, and it was like this thin gold band, and it had a chip of a diamond.
That's sweet.
It is sweet. It was very sweet.
Yeah, I mean, looking back at it, I would have been, as a parent, I would have been horrified.
Really horrified.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Right. Yeah. Looking back on it, it's like with different eyes. Like, oh my God. No. Put that back. Take that back.
Yeah.
No,
do not be promising anything.
No, Mom, I hate you. Why are you making me do this? Yes.
I love him, but I love him.
Slam. Turn on The Cure.
See, you're familiar with this.
Up loud. Turn the music up loud. Mm-hmm. All right.
I love him.
Very good. All right. What do you got?
It's just an observation.
Okay.
So these things, I remember all these things we're talking about. So Madonna and then some of the movies. But another happening in 1983, MASH, the series ended, right? In 1983.
I was looking at my list as I was going down the rabbit hole. A lot of things ended in 83.
But nothing that good in TV came up that year. I mean, nothing started that year, but yes.
There's a thing called the A-Team. Holly, hello.
I'm sorry if I offended you.
Also, Wheel of Fortune debuted that year.
Yep. Nope. Sorry, you're not reeling me in with that.
You don't watch the Wheel of Fortune?
On rare occasion, no.
I mean, those two of them, they're both ageless. There's Pat and Vanna.
Obviously, Pat and Vanna.
And they look great still.
Okay.
Looks like it's still 83 for them. But here's the list of things that ended in 1983.
It wasn't MASH, was it?
No, MASH ended.
Okay.
MASH, Little House on the Prairie, Laverne and Shirley, Joni Loves Chachi. It was a year of that.
Bummer.
SCTV moved to Cinemax. Chips ended. Taxi, Quincy, Square Pegs, Incredible Hulk, and the Pac-Man cartoon series ended, sadly.
Okay.
It was also the year of Thornbirds. Did you watch that?
I did not watch. I was much into the miniseries.
Yeah. That was when you had to watch. I mean, you couldn't really. I don't think I had a VCR.
Probably
Although
not.
we talked about VCRs, but we might have had. I think we had a VCR. You could probably rent, maybe back then.
I don't know if you could rent.
It was around that era that you could do that.
Okay, you missed a few. You missed Greatest American Hero.
That ended?
That ended.
Believe it or not, it ended.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Square Pegs?
Yeah.
Square Pegs.
I said Square Pegs.
You did? I didn't hear you. Sorry. Yeah, that was a big year for ending of mediocre TV shows.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know I'm offending somebody by saying that.
They made their run. Did you watch the finale of MASH?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't everybody?
Everyone
Didn't the
did.
entire world? Isn't it the most watched finale of all time?
Well, you don't watch things, so I wasn't sure.
I do watch things. I don't watch. I do. I watch TV.
All right. You ever watch that? It's like True TV.
No.
You ever watch like a cable? They show MASH on there. What?
Oh.
It's still very funny. It's great. Alan Alda.
Yeah.
Man.
God. Oh, that.
What?
Taxi ended too, didn't it?
Yes, Taxi. I said Taxi.
Oh.
You were looking through your notes and not even listening. You know, we're recording everything here.
I know, so there will be a record of it. Okay, this one you did not mention.
Okay, go ahead.
I know you didn't mention it. Paper Chase.
Okay. It was a good movie.
You don't think it was a good TV show?
I don't remember the TV show.
I don't think I watched it religiously.
Okay.
But I watched it.
You know what debuted in 83?
What?
Taylor Hanson from Hanson.
Hanson?
He was born that in
He
83.
debuted.
Carrie Underwood, also born in 83.
Wow.
Amy Winehouse, born in 83.
Really?
Yeah.
Rest in
Some
peace.
good talent there.
Yeah.
What else do I have? Let's see. Got some highlights. All right, so here are some other TV highlights. February 13th, 1983, Marvin Gaye performs the Star Spangled Banner at the NBA All-Star Game.
Oh, wow. Okay, good one.
Okay. Here's a fun fact. Even though we're not doing, we're talking 1983. You know, the first song played on MTV.
Video Killed the Radio Star?
What is the first song played on VH1?
I don't know.
It was the Star Spangled Banner by Marvin Gaye.
That doesn't even sound familiar.
Well, now you know.
Wow. Now I'll never forget.
There you go. Yep. January 1st, 1985. That's when they debuted, and that's what they played.
Well, maybe when I'm researching 1985, that information will come up.
And we'll say it again. Let's see. February 28th was when the final episode of MASH. It's called Goodbye, Farewell, and Amen.
I cry thinking about it.
All right. VH1 didn't debut, but CMT debuted.
Country Music Television.
Yes, indeed. March 10th on MTV. You know what debuted?
The Real World?
No. This was the video for Billie Jean. March 19th, Nancy Reagan, on a very special episode of Different Strokes, makes an appearance and tells the kids to just say no.
Just say no to what?
Just say no. And Todd Bridges listened and chose to ignore the
Yes.
sage advice. As did Dana Plato, too.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
She grew up in your neighborhood. Well,
I have no idea.
sort of. Yeah. Sorry, not quite. Reseda-ish.
Oh, okay. Like Karate Kid. Like Daniel.
Is that where he lived?
Well, in the movie.
In the movie.
Yeah.
She actually lived there.
Okay. Let's see. Archie Bunker's Place. That ended in April 4th. Making his debut on NBC as a play-by-play announcer. Do you know who it was?
Ooh, who? At play-by-play. I'm assuming you mean for football.
No, for Major League Baseball. Making his debut.
In 83?
In 83. April 9th, 83.
Not Vin.
Yes, Vin.
Vinny!
Vinny makes his debut. He broadcast the game between Montreal. Remember the Montreal
Expos?
Yes.
Vaguely.
And the LA Dodgers. Whatever became of the Dodgers? They doing okay? Don't get me started. Disney Channel debuts April 18th. It's craziness.
Disney Channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Also, more Michael Jackson. On May 16th was the Motown Yesterday, Today, and Forever broadcast. That's when Michael did his moonwalk.
That was 83?
That was 83. Huh. Craziness.
Yeah.
I mean, that was...
Yeah, that was...
You still think about that, like, when he did that. Like,
how's he doing that?
That was right. Everyone's head exploded.
And then everybody up in their living rooms trying to do it themselves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. It's good stuff. Still. Wheel of Fortune debuted September 19th. And the most important thing, on October 6th, on the David Letterman show, REM made their television debut.
I would say that's the most important thing.
Oh, my God. Still, it's on YouTube. You can watch it. That's when I used the VCR the most, was for David Letterman. That's what I used to do, like record it, and then in the morning have my
cereal,
my Fruity Pebbles, and watch whatever was on Letterman, whatever he did.
Yeah,
Mom. Just like, oh my God.
Do you know that there are peanut butter and chocolate pebbles?
Okay.
Yeah, I just found them recently.
We don't need to do that. All right. So, good time to take a break?
I'm exhausted. Let's take a break. Or as my friend Fable, my BFF Fable would say, I'm exhausted.
Okay. Well,
let's take a break. Cut. Stop talking. Take a break. Welcome back.
Here we go. Back to 1983.
On What Difference Does It Make? The podcast. Let me give you what might be the most important event of the year, 1983.
What would that be?
Do you want to know what it is?
No,
Dave, can you guess? Do you have any guess at all?
Bigger than REM? Bigger than Leonard?
Bigger than REM. Maybe equal to REM.
Okay.
Sally Ride was the first American woman in space on the Challenger.
Oh, super cool.
It is super cool.
They're still first. It's crazy. Like they just announced on Saturday Night Live the new cast, and it's like the first Asian American cast on Saturday Night Live this year.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, they're still first. First openly gay candidate for president.
Yeah.
So even though we're still going through first.
In what year is it? 2019.
Yeah.
Also, Margaret Thatcher. I don't know why I thought that it was before 1983, but she was elected.
She was the prime minister?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah, I worked at Toys R Us for a while, too.
You had a lot of jobs.
Ugh. But yeah, that was during Cabbage Patch time. It was just that was craziness.
Yeah. You wonder what it is that makes things go. I mean, today we would say viral, but why? Like Chia Pets or Cabbage Patch Kids.
Well, they were unique. There was no doll that was exactly the same, I think. Yeah. Or they had names, they had days, years that, when they were born. So that was the uniqueness of that toy.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. I just didn't find them very interesting. Did you have one?
I didn't get it, but, I wanted my Nintendo.
And under the heading of everything old, everything old is new again?
Yes.
So I'm looking at some of the top 10 baby names of 1983.
All right. So
you got some classics, Jennifer, Jessica. Then you have Amanda, Ashley, Topher.
Really?
Yeah. Joshua, also, still. Hot again. Maybe still.
Yeah.
But then more classics, Sarah, Michael, Chris. Matthew, David, a few biblical names.
Yeah, still. Don't see those anymore. Yeah. No Hollies?
No Hollies. I don't think Holly was ever a hot name.
Holly Hobby. Did you have a Holly Hobby?
I did not have a Holly Hobby, though I was called that
of course.
often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My apologies for that.
That's okay. Did you have one?
There was a show in the 70s starring Robert Conrad. It was a man called Sloan. So they used to say, hey, man called. How you doing?
I kind of remember that.
Yeah. That was a
That's
thing.
so we both had that.
By the way, Sloan is coming to town in November. The Echo.
We're going to go?
I might go. I have a ticket that says Los Angeles welcomes Sloan. Golden Voice presents Sloan.
Hey, frame that and put it on your wall.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen them before, and I don't know where. I might have the ticket somewhere. I think I've told you I have my Sloan T-shirt.
Yeah.
I should wear that once in a while. I'll wear that to the show if I go, which is against what I would normally do.
Wearing a concert T-shirt, right? You
Of
wouldn't
that
do that.
band's name, right,
But it's really a T-shirt with your name on it.
Exactly.
So we won't call it a concert T-shirt.
All right. Anything else you got?
I do, which is
Of course.
well, I don't want to end on a sad note, but
here we go.
Karen Carpenter died that year.
Ooh. Yeah.
And
yeah.
that was kind of the first you heard about anorexia. It wasn't really in our, it was not really in our vernacular.
Okay. No, I don't know because, you as a teenage girl in the 80s, you might have heard of it. You might have known someone. Maybe that was in college.
I did. I knew somebody, but it was, 83. That was my, the year I graduated from high school. You knew what it was. You'd heard about it, but it wasn't really a real thing. It was just something, and people used it. I think that girls used it in ways, not belittling it, but, oh, she looks like she has anorexia, someone who is really thin. It's a real thing. It's not, they didn't really look like they had anorexia. They were just really thin.
We said horrible things in the 80s that you
God.
can't say anymore.
Awful. We didn't know anything. We were so, not just insensitive, but stupid.
That was, we weren't, we weren't woke. That's what the kids say.
We weren't woke.
Like
we are now.
Like we are now. Oh, totally woke now.
Can you say that? Totally woke. I don't think those two things go
For
together.
sure. We're totally woke. Oh, my God.
Yeah. No, what else do you have from 1983? You got to have something.
No, let's wrap it up. I think.
Already?
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, so this is the layer kind of setting the tone for 83 because we'll go down the KROQ 1983 list for the next 100 years or however long it takes.
Yeah.
10 songs at a time. I guess 10 weeks. We'll go 10 songs at a time through the KROQ list and kind of review all those songs.
So, I've had people question me.
Okay.
About why we don't do, because we focus on KROQ a lot of the new wave and, that kind of music because that's our personal favorite, maybe. Yeah,
those are the songs we're most familiar with. We could do an episode of, which we have done. I think we did some that were reviewing. I think we have. I know you don't listen to. You should listen to the podcast.
I've listened to every episode multiple times.
Okay, but sometimes we're getting older. We're forgetting things. I have forgotten things a lot more.
I think you're referring to me. Okay, this request was for hair bands.
Okay,
of which there were many in 1983.
Okay, well, I think we're going to have some special guests to bring in and talk about hair and metal bands.
So we may devote one whole episode of all these episodes to hair bands?
It might be multiple.
Well, as you said, our memories are failing us.
I'll talk to you off air about that.
Excellent.
So I'll edit all that out.
I won't tell anybody. Okay. We're calling it the quiz deck, but it really isn't the quiz deck anymore because we've exhausted all of our cards.
You have a book.
So I have a book now. It is the 80s Music Trivia Quiz Book. That's quite a name for a book.
Okay.
There's nothing you can't know about this book by it being called 80s Music Trivia.
Who wrote these quiz?
This is by Clint Glover.
Clint Glover?
It is 350 multiple choice quiz questions from the 80s.
All right. Quiz questions.
So, I picked the one that was all music. How are we going to do this? Okay, I'm going to
start at question number 1.
Because.
How many questions are there?
I think we should do a page. Because there are 5 questions in a page, and they're pretty quick. There's not, there was a lot of information on our quiz deck, but I think these will be very quick to answer, question and answer.
Okay, so you'll read these off this time, And then next time I'll ask you the question. So 5 questions, rapid fire.
Okay, hang on. The quizzes are actually 10 questions. So let's try doing the 10 and see how quick you can answer them. Okay?
Right.
Because I think you will get them very quickly. And they're multiple choice, but you will probably get them all without even hearing the multiple choice.
Here we go. Fire it off.
Which album by the band Survivor was released in 1984? So A is Vital Signs, B, Eye of the Tiger, C, Too Hot to Sleep.
I'll just say Vital Signs.
Very good.
Okay, next.
Okay, number 2. Who released the song Goody Two Shoes in 1982? Do you really need me to read you the answers?
Adam Ant.
Okay.
Next.
In which year did Billy Ocean release the song When the Going Gets Tough, the Tough Get Going? 83, 85, 87.
I'm going to say 83.
85.
Okay.
One wrong. Who released the song Emotional Rescue in 1980?
Stones.
In which year did Cyndi Lauper release the song Time After Time as a single?
That was like 85?
80, 82, 84.
Time After Time was that on She's So Unusual? I guess so.
Yeah. So what year?
Oh.
It was what year? 80, 82, or 84?
84.
Very good. The songs Let's Go Crazy, Purple Rain, and When Doves Cry were hits of which artist?
That was Prince.
Don't ask it as a question.
1999 is going to be re-released.
Oh, yay.
With like, it's at 33 unreleased songs. It's very exciting. Yes. It's coming out soon. This year.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
In 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Who released the song Walking on Sunshine in 1985?
Katrina and the Waves with your favorite. Who else was in that band, which we talked about?
You're right. My memory's failing me.
It's a man named Kimberly Rue.
You sure? Sure it's not female?
Yeah, I know. Also worked with Trevor Steele.
Trevor Steele, who we've had as a guest on our podcast.
Yes, there you go. Okay, keep going.
Okay. In which year did the group Duran Duran release the song A View to a Kill? 81, 83, 85. James Bond.
1985. I know that.
Very good.
Because that's the year I actually went to the Eiffel Tower. I was in Paris. And my sister was excited because she was like, oh my God, Simon Le Bon has been here. Like, all right, you're in the Eiffel Tower. And you're like,
hallowed ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's way easy to remember. All right. In what year was the song So Emotional released by Whitney Houston? 86, 87, 88.
I think it was 86.
87.
Okay. I remember I was in New York. So yeah, I wasn't sure if it was. Go ahead. Okay.
Which song by Stevie Wonder begins with the phrase, no New Year's Day to celebrate, no chocolate-covered candy hearts to give away?
Worst song ever. I think that came out in 84?
No, we just need the name of the song.
Oh, I just called to say I love you.
Very good. So I think you only missed 2 of 10.
Okay.
Very impressive.
Thank you. Well, we'll see how you do next week.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to look ahead.
Yeah, I know. No looking. But,
No cheating.
but mark it. Mark that.
I'm going to fold down the page. How about...
Okay.
Okay. I'm putting the page for quiz number 2. There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're all set.
We are totally set. Okay, so we've primed.
We're primed and ready. We will, so we're launching into 83. So welcome.
Yay, 83!
Yay, 83.
Woo! Go. I think we were Olympians.
Yeah, I don't remember who won the World Series or.
Really? Do you want to know who won the World Series?
Wait,
I'll tell you.
In 83, was it the Orioles?
Yes, it was. Very good memory. Do you know who they beat?
No, you never remember the loser.
Oh.
I don't even remember who was in the World Series last year.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, okay.
They beat the Phillies.
Okay.
4-1.
Nice.
Do you know who won the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl 83, that was probably 49ers.
Redskins.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's there you have it.
Oh, okay. Well,
there you have it for sports. That's
you don't have basketball?
I do not have basketball, surprisingly
enough. Might
enough.
have been the Lakers, actually.
Oh, 84?
No, 83.
Sorry. Yeah, we're talking
82.
83.
Well, 82, 83 would have been, hold on. The Philadelphia 76ers swept the LA Lakers. Wow. Wow, indeed.
Could happen again this year.
Yeah. All right. So there. Oh, and we don't care about hockey. I don't know.
We do care about hockey, but
do
we
we?
just
Well,
don't know.
the Kings. Yeah. I could look it up.
Since we're talking sports, the show you didn't mention, what also debuted in 83 was Fraggle Rock on HBO. Remember Fraggle Rock?
Didn't really watch that.
Yeah, me either.
Shout out to the New York Islanders of 1983.
Who did they beat?
Good job, guys.
Doesn't matter. Boston Bruins? Edmonton Oilers?
Yeah, they beat the Edmonton Oilers.
Are you making that up?
No.
It's right there?
All right. So anyway, there you go.
Hey, that's 1983. That's 1983 in pop culture.
Yes, based on our limited knowledge.
And our interests.
Correct. Indeed. Okay, so until next week when we start talking music, we jump on the music train. Whoop, whoop.
We got to get the visual of that.
Did you
were pulling the conductor's thing.
Did you watch Soul Train?
I liked Soul Train.
Soul Train's the best.
Yeah.
Still. All right, so until next week.
Until next week.
This is Dave.
This is Holly.
Check you later.
Over and out.